What's fun about Odoo is we can do it in a quick way. I'm just going to change out my systems. Like, it affects everything about their business. What would it take to do an ERP implementation? It's scary.
So welcome, Paul.
Thank you.
I have Paul from QOC Innovations with me today. Paul, tell me about your company.
Yeah, so we're based in Wisconsin. We specialize in Odoo implementations. We have a team of 20 people, and we love solving people's problems using Odoo. So it's been a fantastic journey.
So you're 20 people, so small business yourself?
Yes.
How did the company start?
Company started where I had an opportunity to go out on my own and I had a couple of businesses ask me to help them solve their problems. And I had been watching Odoo, and I said, I don't know much about this, but let's try it. And so we tried it with a couple of companies and just had an incredible success. And from there, it just started to grow. And so we became an official partner. And now we work on mostly manufacturing and distribution implementations. Okay. And we've just had tremendous success.
Do you target a lot of specific industries, or do you find yourself working in many?
We'll help anybody, right? But particularly our domain expertise is manufacturing.
Okay.
We love manufacturing. We're manufacturers at heart. And so we love solving manufacturing problems. We love how we can solve those with Odoo. So we're helping organizations streamline their processes, especially in today's economy where it's a little tight, right?
Yeah.
Right. That top line is either holding steady or coming down a little bit, and the bottom line's coming up. They want to look for efficiencies, and so we find ways that we can do that with Odoo. And we've also introduced products that we can help connect to items on the shop floor and build automation. So we can connect to PLCs, we can connect to different switches, devices, so we get that real-time data from the shop floor to provide insights of how can we drive the business to a next level.
Oh, wow. So from the time that you started with Odoo until today, your team has grown. Who makes up that team, and how do you approach these implementations?
Yeah, so we are, I think, about 3.5 years into this, almost 4 years into this. Our team is made up, well, first of all, we have an amazing team. We're very blessed to have the people that we do working with us. We have a team of about 20 people, right? Half of us are business consultants, half of us are developers. Our business consultants, I've run a manufacturing firm before, right? We've been all in manufacturing or distribution. We've been in those seats. We've been planners or schedulers. We know those industries.
You've seen every level, right?
Yeah, we've seen those things. So when we go in and we talk to organizations, we're not starting from ground zero. We understand what it means to sit in their seats doing their jobs, right? So we take that and we apply then the technology. So our development team, I would put them at the expert level. We know we can configure, we can add functionality to Odoo, and we can do it. What's fun about Odoo is we can do it in a quick way. I always say that we do things in days that used to take me weeks to do with other technologies, or weeks that used to take me months before. So we can really iterate quickly with our customers to get a solution that's dialed in for what they need.
And how does the process kind of begin with your team? Now, are these virtual? Are these in person? What do those steps look like when you come into an implementation?
Yeah, so if somebody contacts us on a new implementation, first thing, we want to be on site, right? We're manufacturing. We need to understand what they're doing, how they're working. Our methodology is a 10-10-10 methodology. So what we do is, we just did with a large manufacturer where they brought us in, they wanted us to look to say, what would it take to do an ERP implementation? It's scary. I've sat in that seat where you have to do an implementation, right? It's not a trivial, hey, I'm just going to change out my systems. It affects everything about their business. So we approached this with a 10-10-10 methodology. So we said, give us 10 products that represent your business, right? And so we took those 10 products, we took their associated 10 customers, 10 vendors, 10 everything, and we loaded into the system. We did this in 3 weeks. From get-go to we loaded up their products, and then we sat in the room with their executive team, and we went from quote to cash in the system, and we identified where are the opportunities and where are the gaps. What are the opportunities to say, you know what, here's how we could leverage Odoo to solve the current problems and future problems for that business.
Oh, wow.
And where are the gaps? There's some things that that are unique to their business that we're going to have to do differently, or we're going to have to configure, do development.
Right.
But what I love about that process is we build trust immediately, right? We're not giving them a demo with product number 1, 2, 3. We're giving a demo with their products, their processes in the system live in their room, and it's fun.
And they can see how it works.
They can see it, and it's just fun but by the end of the day, you get the excitement of, okay, this could be really powerful for them. And so we combine that also with the same thing that we just did was we pulled in data from their shop floor. So we set up some lasers and we set up some switches real time, and we started saying, let's show you, because when you add that time dimension to, let's say at the end of the shift, you reported 50 units, great. But now if I could give the time dimension to when did you produce each one of those units, we can start to identify what are the constraints, what's challenging them. And so that's been a fun journey to be on too.
Yeah. So you're doing a lot of these, obviously, customizations and these developments and connecting to hardware and bringing, connecting the software to the hardware. So how did you come about starting that process of deciding that that's what you wanted to do?
Yeah, so this isn't new for us, right? We've been in manufacturing, right? I've run a manufacturing firm where the only way I knew whether somebody was that job was being run in the shop floor was for me to get out of my office and walk out of the shop floor and say, is that robot running?
Right.
Right? So for me, I wanted to see that. But in the industry, this is industry 4.0. Everybody wants to see IoT. Everybody wants to see AI. We want to have real-time connections at a fair price. And that's what Odoo and QOC is able to provide, right? So we can provide, finally, industrial 4.0 real-time connection to equipment at a fair price.
Wow.
And that's what's exciting.
And do you find yourself working with, do you find yourself working with more small businesses, or do you see yourself all the way in the mid-markets?
We're seeing ourselves grow. So we've done an implementation with 1,000 users. We've done an implementation with 1 user. But in general, if I look at the last 3 years, particularly even this year, I'm seeing larger and larger. We used to be talking to 50 to 100 employees. Now we're talking to 200, 300, 500 employee organizations. So as Odoo becomes more readily known,
right,
trusted. That's part of manufacturing, right? You got to trust what you're going, right? It's a name brand thing. But as it gets to know, its price point, its competitiveness, its ability to connect to things,
right?
And
you can't beat someone coming to you and showing it, and being able to sit with you and explain it and speak to you at that level. Have you ever thought about expanding past, maybe to different industries, different cities? What is kind of the future of QOC Innovations look like?
Yeah, so it's interesting. So we started QOC at the beginning of COVID, right? So we're not a regional, we have customers in California, Pennsylvania, Florida, one in South America.
Oh, wow.
So we see ourselves growing US based, and we also see ourselves partnering with other partners, right? Coaching, using we want to be a good partner in the community. We love the community of Odoo, and we want to partner with somebody to say, you know what, here's a project that we're not, maybe it's a project where it's not our specialty, but hey, if you're dealing with a manufacturing issue, let's talk.
Right.
Let's coach you through the process. We've been through that. We've got the bumps and bruises to prove it, right? And let's partner together and build the community together.
Wow. And speaking of that partner journey, how have you found the Odoo partner journey?
It's been fantastic.
Oh, good.
It's been
I'm glad that was the answer.
I'll call out Carolina. She's been a fantastic partner for us at Odoo. She's helped us grow as a company, kind of look at new opportunities, grow as individuals. We've loved the Odoo community.
Have you gone to any other events?
We've been to Belgium to the Odoo Experience.
To Odoo Experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've been there 2 years now. This year we had a booth there. It was really interesting, right? So we went to Odoo Belgium just to be part of the community. It wasn't we weren't driven to say, hey, we've got to come up with 10 leads. We were just we want to be part of the community. We want to contribute, and we want to understand what's going on. And we had the opportunity to talk to manufacturers in, I think, 36 or 38 countries.
Wow.
Which was really interesting to hear what are their challenges, right? And to understand that, worldwide, we're all dealing with the same things.
Yes.
Right? We're all dealing with labor shortages. We're all dealing with how do we connect to things on the shop floor. We're all dealing with all of the same types of things.
Supply
and that
chain
was very
issues, right.
validating and interesting to see. So we see an international growth. I don't know, maybe, I can't say, that maybe Odoo or QOC will have an international location, but I can certainly see us partnering with international partners that are dealing with again, manufacturing.
Yeah. And with the new version release, what are you excited for? What are you guys planning to use almost immediately? Is there anything that stuck out to you that is kind of the perfect fit for you guys?
Yeah, I love the shop floor app. I love
Yes.
where it's going, and I love the fact that it updates real time. You don't have to refresh the screen. Like, it sounds simple and easy, but
Yeah.
it's like really, really
The littlest
important.
things, yeah.
It's really, really important. The look and feel will be a change for some of our customers, but I think it's just a great direction. So, and then probably the most important thing is just performance. Like, having something that performs at the level of Odoo, that snappiness makes such a difference for customers. Like, it's the speed of thought, right? Can you get through the system and look through and find the things that you need to
Yes.
without having to wait and be like, we've all been in other
Yes.
systems where you're like, all right, this is going to take a couple minutes.
Yeah. So as a partner of 3 years, what advice would you give to anyone who's looking to partner and the learning curve that comes with beginning the partner process?
Yeah, so it's good to have experience, right? You have to have experience with ERP solutions before. Like, just jumping in a cold would be difficult to do, right? My advice would be just be real. Be real with your customers, be real with yourself. Like, find that person that can help you, be your mentor, and enjoy the journey, right? It's not gonna happen overnight. I know for us, it felt like a little while before we were like, okay, we can do that. Like, I
Right.
talked about the 10-10-10 before, right? I don't think 3 years ago I could have done a 10-10-10 and just stood in front of a manufacturer in front of the executive team for 8 hours and fielded questions about how would you do this in Odoo.
Right, and feel comfortable,
comfortable.
and know all the different options and
Right?
ways you
It's
could.
not
Right.
going to come overnight. Just be real with yourself and trust the process. It's the journey's worth it.
Yeah, and the learning is
Yeah.
part of the fun. Well, thank you so much for joining me,
welcome.
and enjoy the rest of your Odoo day.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I think I did all right. And then at the end, she was like, all right, we have to redo it. And I was like, you can never redo an interview.
Yeah.